How to crush SMS text blasting in 2024. What is up, guys? Zach in here, and in today's video, I want to give you a full breakdown of SMSZach.com and the insane new updates that have just dropped. That's right. Right now at SMSZach.com, they have gotten rid of all the opt-out language possible in there, so you can actually go out here and start SMS text blasting as many sellers as possible without any of the crazy SMS regulations. I've been hearing people saying SMS is dead, you can't do it anymore. Well, it's just as alive as ever, and I'm excited to break it down all right now at SMSZach.com. So let's break this all down. All right, guys, so I am with Catherine with SMSZach.com, and she is going to give you a complete breakdown on how to do what they like to call SMS engagement. I call it SMS text blasting, but it truly is more than that. And really a whole revamped version of SMSZach.com, because it's no secret there's been some crazy regulations. And in my opinion, I think you guys really helped it a lot and really solved it really well. And we're excited to see what SMS text blasting and engagement looks like right now. So take it away. I'm excited.
Thank you so much for such a beautiful introduction, Zach, and it's great to see you again. So basically, let me walk you through all the things that you need to know about SMS engagement in 2024. And of course, there's some compliance regulations that we all needed to adjust to, not just the real estate industry. I'm sure you know that. So everybody had to make some moves to adjust to the new rules. And I would say that, we've been toe to toe with it. So still on, SMS engagement is still the most profitable, the lowest cost per deal marketing channel for real estate in this year. And I'll show you a few hacks on how to get there, how to get started if you have been doing just cold calls, direct mail, anything other than SMS, or just using your traditional channels, something that you're used to, and looking at this as an adventure. Try to give it a go. I'll try to give you some reasons today. If you have used SMS before, I am pretty sure that you will be able to see all the things that will benefit your business.
All right. So let's break it all down and share it. So let's get into here and let's see what we got here.
All right. So here we are in a live account. This is my test account, but basically this is the launch control dashboard, and this is where your KPIs will live. This is where you will be able to see all of your magnificent progress, and this is the first page you see when you log into the platform. So let me just mention in the beginning, so not just wholesaling, but also short-term rentals, also buyers, land buyers, a lot of different use cases that can go into this platform and be as effective. Obviously, wholesalers, fix and flippers, that's usually our audience and the guys that use launch control the most, but we have so many different use cases and it works for everybody. So let's start from the dash. Here at the dashboard, you will be able to see your delivery rate and your response rates. Besides that, you will be able to see the what's on your plate pane. So these are the most important things that you want to monitor for you, or if you have a team, is it your VA, your operations manager, whoever logs in and checks out how we're doing on a daily basis should, well, stop a little bit and take a look at these numbers, right? So talking on read messages, obviously, I don't need to mention why that is important. If your prospect replies to you, you want to be there as soon as. Zach, I don't know what your rule is, but talking the overall, as soon as is, let's say, the first minute when you receive the reply. So the more time you waste, it's like the percentage of drop off gets higher. Zach, do you have anything to mention?
Speed's everything. It's all about speed. And I mean, I'm getting anxiety seeing 8 unanswered texts right now. It should be as low as possible. Obviously, you can't, but what I always say is go send your blasts out and send your text out, and then just sit there and just answer these people. Because right when they want to sell, boom, you got to get on the phone with them as soon as possible. So, yeah.
Totally preach.
Jesus.
I mean, you got to get to them as soon as possible while the conversation is hot. No discussion there, definitely. And well, Zach, don't worry about these. Just the test account. But aside from that, totally the point that we want to send across. Talking reminders, I'll show you later how you can set up the reminders so you absolutely don't miss anything. Also, you will be able to see the same thing no matter which page you switch to on this sidebar menu. So there's unread, unanswered reminders and no status messages on every page. No status. I'll explain why that is wrong, but just think of it like whoever replies to you, there's a status you can assign to that conversation. Okay, they didn't say yeah immediately, let's work. It's not a hot lead. It could be a warm lead if they say, I'm interested or I just want to hear more. Tag them as warm. If there's a conversation going like, hey, I'm on vacation, ping me in 2 weeks, you most likely want to set a nurture status to them. And you will see exactly here at the lead breakdown pane on the right, how many of conversations tagged as hot, warm, or nurture you have. Drips are the automations, one of our key features and something that I will explain in depth later. No status obviously should be a 0 as it says in this account. So top 3 campaigns is something that you always want to see with, again, the lead breakdown and seeing exactly how successful they are. They can be follow-up campaigns for non-responders, people that did not reply to your initial outreach, or they can be initial campaigns, which means the first outreach and the success of those that you see. Active conversations. Obviously, you can see the count, not in this account, but average reply time is something that Zach and I just mentioned. Very important to monitor for this. As I said, it's crucial to be there on time. If not, even a hot lead can cool down and you drop the opportunity, right? So drip automations, you see the breakdown of upcoming drips, how many scheduled drips you have. That's a handoff tool. And I know the wholesalers are a busy crowd, so it's very important for you to be hands off, right?
Oh yeah.
And talking drip automations here, top ones, it usually means how many drips are getting sent out and how many drips are getting responded to. So it's very, very important to see the overall engagement with the automations as well, even more so than the initial outreach sometimes. Text and lead activity breakdown is something that you can filter for custom dates or just daily, weekly, monthly, whatever breakdown you need to see. Talking tags, if you have been using tags, I'll show later how to make them and what are they used for. They're basically the additional segmentation of your leads. That's here. Zach, I think we can move on to the next page. This was just a brief overview of the KPIs and just a mention of why they're important. Guys, I just want to say this. A lot of investors make an initial mistake, especially when they're starting, of not tracking their KPIs.
Oh yeah.
Guys, track your KPIs. You got to see what you're doing. It's very important. It gives you the opportunity to course correct early, and even if you did make a mistake, which is perfectly fine, there's a chance to see it, right? So as
Exactly.
Zach said, oh, sorry, Zach, go ahead.
No, yeah, no, that's exactly what we want to know. I think response rate, delivery rate, and then just how many leads you can get is going to be the most important. And a lead is when someone says yes. And so the point of it is to get the lead off of this platform into your CRM to get a closed deal. And so it's important. You got to know.
Very simple recipe. So here's the daily message limit and the monthly message limit that you will see depending on the plan you choose. So we have the launch control plans that can go as low as 600 messages daily or less, and it can be really useful not just if you're a beginner, but also if you have a niche list. The market is saturated. There's lists that you have difficulty getting. It's not just pull it from whatever service we're talking about, right? It's always very important to make sure that you choose the plan according to the volume that you're going to send, but not only send again, talking response time, it's very important to choose the plan that will be in accordance with your team size, in accordance with what you are able to manage in high quality daily. It's not about just send thousands of messages and go fish in the dark, see what catches, right? So let's talk these simple settings without which you cannot really start texting. So my profile, here it is. The first name, last name, the alias rep name. Alias rep name is something that will go into merge fields in your templates as well. So your messaging should ideally be as personalized as possible, right? The personal approach, warm approach, introducing yourself, getting to know them. Don't like, even if you have the property address, don't just drop it. Hey, are you selling your house in Green Street? Like the word selling and anything else that is so common for real estate, avoid it. It will be flagged as a negative keyword by the carriers, right?
Yeah.
Company name. This is something that you might want to use a full company name for, or just not waste the character limit in your templates and use the company name abbreviation like Richie Rich Real Estate. I'll tell you a secret is what 3 R's and an ER, but that definitely helps the template building and the character count. You want to use those characters for getting your message across practically. Email address, it's well, your email, phone number, you can enter it, not necessarily here. The call forwarding is very important. Time zone, always adjust the time zone to your primary market. What? 2 reasons. It's tracking the exact response time in your inbox. Because if you're on Pacific time and you set up Eastern, you will not really be clear when did the answer happen or if you did reply on time, okay? So very important to adjust this one to exactly the market you're in. Save your profile settings, and this is basically the starting setup that enables you to begin. Before that, Zach mentioned compliance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Compliance and the 10 DLC registration is something that everybody needs to go through before signing up and starting the text. So you got to have a website, you got to have an opt-in checkbox on your website, you got to have an EIN number. And those are some very important things where I wouldn't recommend you to sign up before capturing those. The waiting process is usually 5 to 10 business days, so it will be probably not less than that. Let's say 5 is a minimum. Anything higher than that, and whatever the waiting time happens, and it's rarely higher than that, only if an EIN is brand new. There's a little bit of a longer vetting. So if you're just getting your EIN, good to know that you might want to prep for a little bit longer of a wait. But aside from that, you would be cool in 5 business days. So very important to have your EIN ready. As I mentioned, those 3 points before, and pretty important to be ready for the wait, but we don't bill before you're ready to text. So anything that would be billed after the date you sign up will be deducted from your payment actually before you're able to use the platform fully. I've seen different platforms, different forms of trials. I've seen free trials that last for a week, but you're not registered and you can't really use the account, and you can just watch how pretty or not pretty the interface is, right? So not too useful for a busy investor. Aside from that, I think we're good in this section and the basically technical setup to start texting. There are 3 things that you want to do first before sending your batch. So I call it the holy trinity of launch, and it's the import, the campaigns, and templates.
Yep.
So if we go to the import menu, right, this is where you put your list into the platform. Launch Control doesn't provide the data. We have a couple of partnerships. 80/20 REI is our partner. That's data for, let's say, investors that do already have some operational sophistication, probably. Aside from that, it's just a matter of where do you want to get your lists? What is the type of a deal that you're going to do? A lot of people go to PropStream. A lot of people choose Authentic. There's different sources that you can pick, but we are not one of them. So important to call that out. No experts on the data, but I would be free to say experts on SMS engagement. I'll avoid text blast this time. Zach, no hard feels. Let's see. Import a list. Guys, very easy steps. You can download a sample import file so that you see what you exactly need to have in your list. Because if you're missing some fields, if there's empty fields, it might not be imported well. And then you have a problem. If you use a merge field, it will not show well to the prospect. Nobody wants that, right?
Yeah.
So click here to download a sample import file. You can use that one or just format your list, your own list according to it. You drag and drop the list, and here we are. So, okay. So you map out the fields, and the fields in your list are usually going to be the first name, last name, property address, mailing address, right? Property zip. So it's going to be just those simple fields that you're going to use in any platform, and the mapping is pretty easy. It usually happens automatically. Okay. Aside from that, you might need to do a minute of manual work. Your list is in. Once your list is in, you have the total rows, the total prospect breakdown, meaning that doesn't have to be the same number. Take a look. This list in particular, we have kind of uploaded it on purpose to show people what it looks like when you have bad data, right?
Yeah.
So there's 10K prospects and you got 8K 200 landlines. Doesn't look too good, right?
Yeah.
Then mobiles, 34, litigator scrub. This is just us doing some extra steps to keep you safe from predatory litigators. We know that happens a lot. Should take that into account when you do real estate. And then talking DNCs, lists, those that got automatically sent to do not call list by using the opt-out words, or anybody that you manually added to the DNC list in the settings menu will be recognized here. So there is no technical chance of texting duplicates. That's pretty important. Existing matches will also be filtered out. If you have leads from previous lists, you're not going to be able to basically there's no way of cheating the system or any spam tactics, because we strongly believe, and we have been vouching for that since we opened this business, it's just not what produces deals. What produces deals are quality, timely conversations, good sales tactics, right? And what produces deals is you working the most out of what you already have. Created, it's just the date created, the actions to download a list, delete it, and you're ready to go. Campaign, this is practically a folder for your list. Each list needs a campaign created. So it can be New Jersey high equity, it can be anything else. Enter campaign name, select the market you're in, and the call forwarding number will be populated directly from your market information, which I'll also give you a look at. You save that. So 3 easy steps. Your campaign was created. Going back to the import menu, you will have a blue button here, and you will be able to assign that particular list to that particular campaign. The third element, besides the direct import and campaigns that you might need, is that you must need is the template itself, right? There's 2 types of templates that practically look the same, but have a slightly different purpose. The builder is exactly the same looking technically. Initial messages and follow-up messages. Follow-up here in this sense is basically reinforcing communications with those prospects that never before replied to you. Yeah. There's a follow-up wall. So it's usually 30 days in between the initial and follow-up message. In case the prospect doesn't respond, you're able to text them again just after 30 days. If they land in your inbox, you can nurture that conversation. That's not an extra cost, extra charge. You can send them a message as soon as immediately tomorrow. You can send them on a drip automation. So many ways you can have that conversation once the lead shows interest. Talk and follow up for non-responders. We did drop the follow-up wall a little bit, let's say a few months ago. So there is a chance, but this is, and me as somebody running the customer experience department and being the one on the side of strategy and onboarding and really walking people through the most effective techniques that we've recognized from the most successful users we have. You can definitely drop that follow-up poll and you can talk to my support team, and that can be lower than 30 days in between, but only if the spam stats are very good, because we track those carefully, only performance based. In case there's low stats, in case there's issues with the list, bad data being used, that's going to show in our error codes, and then the follow-up poll is 30 days set. So basically, the more you work with our team, the easier texting gets for you. Okay?
There we go.
Then the structure of initial messages and follow-up messages is as follows. Messages 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the alternative message. So message 1, 2, 3, and 4 should be at least slightly different from each other. They're basically all variations that your prospect is going to receive. The alternative message is just a safety net. So in case that your list didn't get imported well, something was wrong with the formatting, the company name, well, company name might not be the good example, but property city, anything from your list might not show well, and they might get a merge field property city. So instead of that, the platform basically has an automatic safety mechanism where you can just use the alternative message. It's going to get recommended to you, and you're safe from having that bad first impression. Follow-up messages have the same structure. You can check your delivery and response rate per template, and creating a new template goes as follows. So you have the character limit, you have the message, basically parameters that you have to honor before moving on to the next, variation. But take a look at this. Okay. So you get much less parameters on the alternative message. Merge fields are added here. Text spinners, let's say beautiful, lovely, wonderful. Wow, I'm in such a good mood today. But these are the variations of the word in the same message that different prospects are going to receive. What this does is keeps you safe basically keeps you under the radar for spamming. And the more variations, the more spinners you add, a minimum of 2 to each message, it's going to get easier for you, and you are safe from spamming. Generating message templates, well, that's something that our support team can do for you, deliver for you. And well, Zackin here is our old partner, so you are always able to get Zackin custom content, and I'm sure this guy knows best. So
Yeah,
you're
I would
safe.
just use AI. Like, I mean, you guys have an AI beta on there too. But what I found is just throwing in, what I like to do is like you have 20 texts, and then you find 5 have like 97% delivery rates and like 30% response rates. You just take the best, and then you have AI say make very similar ones, and then you put in here, then you get creative with everything.
Absolutely. Zach, very easy. I don't think we need to stay on template building too
No, it
much.
takes a while though. It does take a while to get the right ones in, but texting is all about testing. And so even like there, like an 84% delivery, 7% response, that's all on a follow-up though. But if that was a regular text, I would not use that one. You know, you just got to make, but you haven't read it. It already tells you. That's why I like it a lot. I think it's yellow, right? If it's like 20 or above. So
it really shows you the heat practically, right?
yeah.
So quick replies, these are, and Zach, as you said, so many ways to get content. It's from our team. Any new sign up will get, well, in your case, really custom content, very specific. In other cases, everybody gets at least a template or two. We get you started quickly. You just need to bring your list, import the list. We set you up with the content and you're ready to go.
Yep.
Delivery, as you see, 98% here and 25% of a response rate. So this is the usual standard talk and initial messaging. The follow-up, this template, and Zach, I'm glad you noticed this, because delivery of 83%, this can be normal when there's a follow-up to a non-responder. It's somebody that already didn't reply to my first text, right? So especially if it's a second or third follow-up, because you can, here in the campaign menu, you can create follow-up campaigns by selecting prospects from previous campaigns that were initial and that didn't reply. You choose the month. It will give it an auto title, but you can rename it, you save it, and you go to batch send. Before I hit batch send, just going back to quick replies real quick as we're in content. So you can usually get, Zach, how many who are yous do you get per list?
A lot.
Exactly. So nobody wants to spend time on those replies, and that's why you have the quick replies, which are canned responses you can use from your inbox. Talking batch send, the easiest part, my favorite, that's when you get the party started. You choose the campaign you created. You select the message template that you received or have built, AI generated, of course, or AI powered as well. So you select the batch size afterwards, and it's usually 50, 100, or 150. We recommend the batches of 150 purely because the stats are cleaner. If there's a, let's say, bad list and you choose 50 prospects, if 15 of those gets bounced, that looks like a really bad stat. Aside from that, you will see the statistics on your second. These are all batches in progress that my CS team obviously has been showing to people. There's the username. So there's a rep name. If you have multiple people in your account, you're going to see exactly who sent that particular batch. You will see some stats. You will see the date when it was sent and if it was completed or not. That's all you need to know about the batches. No other thing to mention, and you're set on that. So once you start and once you complete that import, you set yourself up with the templates, you create a campaign, and you send that first batch. The place you want to not go, you want to run to that place, is your inbox. Okay, so on the inbox page is where you live and launch. There are statuses you can filter by. There are campaigns that you created that you can filter by, the users, which means particular members of your team, and the custom tags. We haven't reached the custom tags yet. So let's go into one of these no status messages. So take a look at this guy. There was a message sent. They said no thanks. So this is great because I can give you a clear example of a mistake, right? So no status to this message. Somebody said no thank you. Zach, what would you say when somebody says no thanks?
It's just badly, not badly, but it's a no. And I mean, I would just retext that in a couple months because I've had a lot of those where they say no, and then you text them back 6 months later, and it's a yes. So I just kind of
It's
put it
all
as a
about
no, not interested.
Okay. It's all about the timing. For a no thanks, let's say a little piece of strategy that I would probably pick is politely saying thank you. I understand you're not interested at this time. Let me know if you have any referrals to send my way, right? Let me know if you want to connect sometime down the line, but you want to make sure you don't have to think about that guy, right? There's somebody, as Zach says, the timing can be different. Somebody might want to talk about selling that property in 6 months from now, and you might never find out. You contacted them, you spent money on your launch subscription, you didn't reply to that message, but what you should have done maybe is just put them on a drip, right? Because a drip thinks for you. You don't have to think about it. It's gonna check in 6 months and be like, hey, just checking in again, touching base, seeing what the deal is.
And does the drip count against your monthly text you send out?
Not at all.
You should
You
be
only,
dripping as much as you can then.
well, yes, you could go overboard, only if you mix up the drip and a nurture, right?
Oh yeah,
There's just people that are short, short staffed. They're usually going to set everything on a drip if they're a one-man army. I guess I understand why that is the best solution, right?
yeah.
Again, it can get oversaturated and then it can be a very messy inbox. But bottom line, as you said, Zach, like you
6
should
months.
use drips as much as you can, right?
Yeah.
So here it is. You take a look at the message. So you see the whole sequence. A drip is always a sequence where you set the days in between each message. So let's say
I
this
wouldn't do
message.
that one, but a little longer. But you can change it in here though, so I like that.
We can go to the drip builder
Yeah.
real quick as we're here. So here it is. You can extend the drip for up to a year. You can extend the drip as much as you want. Send on day 1, or let's say send on day 30 if you want to check in after a month. After day, let's say 90, check in 3 months, etc. You add as many messages as needed, and that's how you roll. It works for you. It's a free message. It's a message to somebody that already opted in and has started talking to you, right? So what you want to do is set it and forget it. Don't think about it, and have a chance to max out your list and extract each and every lead from it before moving on. Okay?
Sounds great.
All right, so we went over the drip automations. We went over the perfect timing, right? We went over some of the main mistakes, like just dropping it, setting it, and forgetting it instead with a drip might be a better solution. If somebody is a clear DNC, if they send you, and the opt-out words are usually stop and unsubscribe, right? If they reply with stop, they're going to get automatically DNC'd. So you can filter for DNCs here, or cuss words, anything like it. Of course, you don't want to keep that conversation going because there's really a low likelihood that you're going to get a deal out of that prospect in particular, right?
Yeah.
So you can also manually add the prospect to the DNC. Maybe the platform is not, which is a rare case, but it's not going to recognize some, bad verbiage that doesn't have a place there. It can be a typo, whatever. That's where you come in, or your rep, and you DNC it manually. Quick replies, those canned responses for who are you, what do you want from me, how did you get my number, anything positive like, hey, I'm interested, I want to talk about this. Again, it can be a very common response, so you want to have a canned reply for it. Those are quick replies, and they're here handy for you to use them anytime.
Yeah.
You can integrate your CRM with Launch. We have some native integrations. Forefront as one of them. Let me show you the integrations menu. Left main, Beast Mode, Podio, Forefront, REI Sift, or any CRM that can be connected via Zap. So set your CRM here, connect your systems. This is where our Texan platform really can be helpful compared to some traditional marketing methods, because you intertwine your marketing channels, and there's somebody on the side of your CRM that can receive a push from your VA that works the platform. There's an acquisition specialist right there picking it up, and the hot lead stays hot until you close it. Okay. Then we got the activity breakdown, step by step. Anything that happened with a lead will stay here, so you'll be able to check the history. There's Zillow listings, there's Google Maps. You can check out the property. There's property details and the prospect name. The notes section, you can always leave a note. Some people even use the notes section as their CRM kind of, but it's a cool workaround if you really are starting and you can't really pay for all the systems right now. Yeah. So you leave stuff in your notes section. Let's say test, you add a note, stays here with a timestamp. You can always remove the notes as well if you made a mistake. So Zach, besides this, filters, having the conversation here, sending a manual reply. Obviously, the conversation pane looks exactly like any phone display. There's up to 3 phone numbers per prospect, and if you receive a message from the prospect from their second phone number, please verify that one. The person said, I don't live there anymore. That's fine. Drop the conversation, or you can continue it and check in about referrals, or just inquire if they have any intention of discussing any properties that they might have a hold of at this moment, right?
Yeah. If it's just a quick reply, just click it and go.
Exactly. All right. So talking tags, let's go to the settings menu real quick. So we went over drips again, over templates creation. You have the AI generate option. You have the option to order them from our team. We will always power you with some once you get started to give you a head start. And then you go to the settings menu to use the custom tags. The custom tags are a really cool thing. So my team has created so many here that exceeded the cap. So I won't be able to create another one physically, but I will be able to walk you through the procedure. So add new tag, tag name, tag color, save it. It's going to be here. For example, what would I use it for? Sold, right? There's no status telling you the property was sold, and there's no status telling you how many deals you closed. You can always export, and our exporting functionality goes by tags too. So whatever custom division you want to set to your prospects for any KPIs, any metrics that you're going to track on your own, it can be done by tags. You go to your inbox. Let me show you again. Okay, here it is. Add tag. This is a little price tag action icon. You choose, let's say CRM. And once I go to filter by tags, CRM, I'm going to see the same guy there. And that's the same thing I'm going to get with the export. You can export by statuses per campaign. You can export the DNCs, custom tags, and you can choose the date range however you like. You can click this checkbox to email the export results to the admin account and select the button. Pretty straightforward, very easy. Token billing, you can update your credit card in-app, no need to ping support. Talking user seats, it's very similar to my profile settings where you set the admin settings, right? So this plan here can't add any more user seats, right? But if you're creating a user seat, basically you're going to get, let me show you, you're going to get this data to fill out. Very important for our team to be able to help you best. Experience level in the industry, we got to know, are you just beginning? Are there some beginner tips that you got to use absolutely to get a really good start as a real estate investor? Or you're somebody that needs more sophisticated hacks, some specific knowledge of the platform. There's strategy teams that I work with that definitely take care of this. Experience level and SMS engagement in particular. Maybe you've done cold calls, but you haven't tried SMS. And the primary duty within your company. Are you the business owner? Should I ping you for just any technical difficulty, right? Or maybe you're the operations manager. You're the VA. Well, you're the guy that my team wants to talk to, because if you're a business owner, you might not operate the account yourself, but there's going to be somebody that will be taking care of that for you. And we need to know the right POC so that you're able to not really think about your success. Make sure you're getting there. Okay, Zach, we're good on custom tags. We're good on the export. Manual DNCs here is where you can create, just add another phone number, save it, and it's going to be a part of the DNC list, or you can import a new DNC list if you already just starting know what you don't want to, who you don't want to text. Okay, you can export them here as well. Markets and limits, they will vary depending on the plan, but you will be able to see your registration status here in the market menu, but also there's going to be a banner at the top bar. Zach, I think that we are pretty much set on anybody that wants to start rolling.
Yeah, I think I believe for the next week, I think get 30% off of launch control for I think they got I think you get 2 months and 1 month free. So I think that's only gonna be good for the next week. So FYI for everyone on SMS Zach, this would be the best time to get it right now. So yeah,
Nice.
I think 30% off. No, 33% off. So book a call with them, see if they're the right fit. And the one advice I'll give to everybody is you can't have big text limits, but I would personally keep it at something niche. So sending 1,500, actually sending 500 really niched out probates, pre-foreclosures, tax delinquencies, drawing for dollars out is going to be better than sending 5,000 high equities off a prop stream. So if you're looking to do like a big plan, I will tell you it might even be better just do a smaller plan, really niched out. But of course, text blasting high equities, you're never going to go wrong doing that either.
Zach, let me just reinforce this because we have so many multi-account holders, really successful investors, people that have made millions, like commercial land, at least a minimum of $1 million deal, and they started on a light subscription. They just got onboarded with the success team. They started small, they got big, and they're still killing it. So guys, dream big, start small, and follow this guy. He knows what he's talking about, and he has some of the best partners that we have in house.
That's it. And remember, if you're somebody that is making 1 to 2 deals every single month off of just cold calling or direct mail, if you just text blast that same list that's getting you 1 to 2 deals, you can pull an extra deal a month just doing this. So one of the biggest hacks is my cold calling. I started texting it. It's good to go. So Catherine, thank you so much for showing everyone smszac.com. Make sure you sign up, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, guys.
Great seeing you. See you guys. Bye-bye.